Well, hello artists, Mrs. Castle here, and we are going to talk about some fancy doodling. So let's start with step one. Step one is to draw a border inside your square paper. This paper is 9 inches by 9 inches, and a nice edge inside or around what you're going to draw is a nice thing. It kind of makes it look a little bit fancier and nicer. So the next thing that we're going to do is divide up the space inside the box. I like to do some swirls or some curvy lines, and when you're dividing up your paper, I would like you to touch each side of the paper twice. Or 1, 2 there, 1, 2 there, 1, 2 there, and 1, 2 there. Let me erase that. Okay. At this point, most of the time I'm going to switch from pencil to felt tip marker. That's because if I start filling in my spaces with pencil, I'm probably going to have to trace over them with marker or fill in places I want extra dark with Sharpie. And that's to do it with this and then this or this is a waste of time. So I'm going to start with my felt tip marker. Every space that I create, even ones that are close to the edge, this is a space that needs to be filled in. This is a space that needs to be filled in. Here's a space, here's a space. All of these little shapes that are created by the line that I drew are spaces that need to be filled in. And one of the things that we are going to think about with this is value. Value is the lightness or darkness of a color, or in this case, a pattern. So, and we're gonna, or a pattern. We're going to talk about the overall values of patterns that we're going to create. And that's what we fill in these spaces with. So I can do a very simple pattern and fill in a shape. I'm going to do this one. I'm just going to do straight lines. I'm going to try to keep them an even amount of space apart. Okay, that's one pattern. Now, if I do lines this direction, that's one pattern. If I do lines this way, that's the same pattern, just turned a different direction. So these are pretty much the same. But I can also use shapes to fill something in. And that's kind of a light value, so I want to create a darker value someplace. I want to think shapes this time. And I'm still using a line to create this, but it'll end up being shapes in the end. So to make this a darker value, I'm going to color in every other row. And that will make the overall pattern darker than that one. Okay, so that's the second pattern. I can also do some other things. I can use little squares. I can use, let's even do that. I can make squares or diamonds, and then I could decide how I want to fill that in, whether I color in the background or the squares, but we want to get a variety of values in. And I can use a combination of things. And there's also a place that we can go, that you can go to find new and different ways to make some patterns. Like I'm combining circles and lines. And I'm also going to add dots to that. Just combining different, very simple parts together to make interesting designs. And we're going to keep going until the paper is full. And at the same time, we want to think about light and dark values, and I will show you some more about that in just a little bit. But first, I'll finish this. I need to add some value to that, so I can use my pencil and fill in color in my circles with the pencil. And that creates some interest, more interest in my pattern. Small designs are nice, but you also kind of want to think about like a big shape like this. You don't want to make something that's teeny tiny in there because it will take forever. So you want to think about putting some bigger patterns or larger elements in something like this. While I'm thinking about that, I'm going to change a little bit, and you can change a little bit of a few shapes because I'm going to fill this one in. Like this pattern, like the stripes, like we said, that if no matter which way I draw the lines, it's still parallel lines or parallel lines. It's pretty much the same. But if I make triangles going in and going in and going in, circles getting smaller, and concentric circles would be the same, and boxes getting smaller in that way would be the same. So do one of those, do one parallel line thing, and those, keep that in mind. And I'm going to trace this outside line this time. So the idea is to kind of be creative without doing the same thing over and over and over again. And as you kind of get into a groove making your pattern, it's gonna be relaxing. Don't stress over what to draw next, but do think about not doing the same thing over and over and over again, because that gets boring. Okay, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a place to go for ideas where you can learn how to draw some different kinds of patterns and make something that's really, really beautiful and relaxing and fun. Some people really, really like to do this. Some people really, really don't. But I'm probably going to give you some smaller paper than 9 by 9 inch. Just to get you started so you have a chance to finish. So that's all for now. I'll come back and show you what I've done on this more later. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.